Hi, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. My question today is, are you a sent man? The place where you are and everything happening to your life now, or happening in your life now, could it be that God has sent you for a mission without you knowing it? So I've been doing the book of 1 Samuel with my children, and we pondered over the story of Saul, how he met Samuel. And I'm amazed how the simple things that we would have thought was chances happening or life happening, then it happens to be the impulses from the heart of the Father, orchestrating our every step. Just look at this story. Saul was looking for his father's donkeys. So he was on a journey looking for his father's donkey. Think of the frustration he had when he could not find this donkey. He got to a point where he said, I would rather go back from this point. If not, my father would start worrying about us. And he was with his servant. And his servant suggested, oh, before we go back, can we try this prophet that stays in this area? Maybe he can tell us where these donkeys have strayed to. And while they were having this conversation that seemed to be harmless and, simple, it was still God working behind the scene. Even in the midst of their frustration, Saul was happy to give another try. Because I just want to believe the Bible didn't tell us he must have toiled for days for him to have walked far off from home. He must have put in all his effort and there was nothing left anymore. He had come to the end of his journey at that point in time. But he was still willing to give another shot. But he didn't realize this was God working. Because if Saul had found the father's donkey, there was no reason, there couldn't have been any chance of him meeting with Samuel. But God would have to, keep these donkeys away and let Saul hit this frustration and then seek to find a prophet. And while he was going to find a prophet, you will not be amazed to hear that God had already spoken to Samuel saying, I am sending you a man at this time tomorrow. I've chosen him to be the leader of Israel. And when you read this, you begin to ponder. God has never had any discussion with Saul. There was no mention of Saul having any conversation at all with God. But God has sent him. So to Saul, life was happening. To Samuel was waiting for a sent man. Could it be that you are a sent man where you are? Could it be that the impulse is that thing burning in your heart? God has called you to pray, to start praying for children, and you think you just want to shake it off. There is nothing. Could it be the heartbeat of the Father pushing you into that ministry without you realizing it? You always feel sad about broken marriages. Could it be that God is calling you into that ministry where you are right now? And you think life is just, life is over. Could it be that God wants to realign you into that area where you are sent? Can you just take a moment, pause and think about this and know whether you are sent for that particular purpose, where you are now, where you are working, the country you are founding, the children you are meeting, the church you are going to? Could it be you are sent there? Because from the look of things, people are sent without them realizing they were sent. God would never have any conversation with them, only for them to, find themselves in this situation. So could it be that you are sent without you knowing it? This was a similar thing that happened to the widow that Elijah met. God did not have any conversation with this widow, but God had already told Elijah, I've sent you a woman that will feed you. And this widow would have thought, I wanted to fetch firewood for me to cook and die with my son. But there was a prophet waiting for her to come, because this prophet, God had sent this woman to this prophet. So people who are sent do not realize that they are sent. I want us from today to begin to stay intentional about where we find ourselves and the people we meet. I can remember the time I was looking for a church, I couldn't find any around. And God sent someone to me. Just like that. The woman didn't know she was sent, but I knew, because I knew what I was asking God for. And God sent this woman to me that connected me to the church where I worship now. So you don't know. Don't take life to be like by chance, that these are like mere coincidence. There are no coincidences in life, honestly. Is it that you are walking by the orchestration of God in heaven or by orchestration of demons? Honestly, we need to think about this. Are you sent? And where are you sent? Do you realize that you've been sent? I hope this makes sense. God bless you. Thanks for listening. Take care, guys. Bye. See you next week Sunday.